Hi, everybody.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday.
Good morning to
Anais.
So glad to see you. Good morning to Johanna. So glad to see you. Good morning to Olivia. So glad to see you. Good morning to you, my friend. So glad to see you.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Johanna, I've been thinking about you a lot lately. I haven't asked you in a little while, but how are you doing?
I've been feeling a lot of feelings, actually. I've been feeling sometimes really just happy that I get to spend time with Anais and with my family in Apollo. But most of the time lately, I've been feeling kind of sad. Yeah, I've been feeling a lot of feelings that are not always the happy and fun feelings, but sometimes like the other feelings, the big feelings like sadness and worry and grief.
Yeah, the hard ones.
Yeah.
The ones that don't feel good.
Yeah.
It's okay if you have those feelings. I hope you know that.
Yeah, at first, so one of the things that's been happening, is that I've been really missing my dad because I don't get to see him anymore.
Yeah, you had to say goodbye to your dad.
Yeah. And so I feel really sad about that. It makes me, sometimes I cry and sometimes Apollo is there and he asks me why I'm crying or how I'm feeling.
So, when you're being a grown-up and you're at home with two kids and you have those big, really sad, really hard feelings, do you show Apollo or Anais those feelings, or do you try and just pretend like nothing's wrong?
Because I think that it's really important for our kids to know that it's okay to feel sad and to feel grief, to feel disappointed or worried. That I think it's really important for me to share that with Apollo, for him to know that it's okay. Like, it's okay for him to have feelings of sadness, and it's okay and it's normal, and that grown-ups have those feelings too.
When you feel sad, do you ever not use your power voice of maybe whine or cry or yell? Like sometimes people do when they feel sad or mad?
I'm gonna have you let go of my hair, okay? Here. I know you want to flip over. There you go. You did it. You did it. Yeah, when we have big feelings, when I've been having big feelings, it's hard for me to, sometimes it's hard for me to think about other people. And sometimes my feelings kind of feel like they're in control of me. And so one of the things that I think is helpful for me is just to say those feelings and say them to the people around me and say them to myself. So I know I can name it, and then I have more control over my reaction to it. So like how I'm going to deal with those feelings.
So if you're feeling very, very sad one day because you're thinking about missing your dad, then maybe you might be kind of impatient, or you might yell because you're not really thinking about other people. You're just kind of thinking about how you're sad.
Yeah.
But instead, you're just telling them about what you are feeling.
Yeah, I think that when I'm feeling impatient or I'm feeling not so great, and I don't name my feelings, then I'm just feeling my feelings.
And then you're all by yourself feeling your feelings, huh?
Yeah. But when I name my feeling, then I can start to think about my feeling, and I can start to think about how I want to use that to help me get through, how to still be thoughtful about the people around me. So
Sometimes I'll maybe yell a couple times, and then I'll notice, I have been yelling. And that's how I noticed that I was feeling a bad feeling. Sometimes I don't even notice until I've already started to be not nice.
Yeah, that does happen to me too. Or sometimes I feel those feelings when I just slow down and I have a moment to myself, and then I can actually notice how my body feels. And then it actually feels good to cry sometimes, and it feels good to feel those feelings. And so I guess what I really wanted to share with my friends at home is that it's okay to feel big feelings. And
Are you talking about kids or grown-ups or everybody?
I think everybody.
Yeah.
It's okay to feel those big feelings, and it's okay to tell each other about those big feelings. And sometimes by saying it out loud to yourself, like saying, I feel sad, or I feel mad, or I feel worried, then it actually helps, like, yourself think about those feelings and know, and also helps the people around you to help understand how to help you. Kind of like what we talked about before around, like, sharing your rose and your thorn.
That if people know, then they can be understanding.
Yeah.
Do you want, if you tell people that you're sad, do you want them to make you feel better and cheer you up?
That's a good question. I think some people want different things. And so I think it's good to learn that about each other. So it's good to learn, like, when Johanna is sad, how does she want people to treat her? And if Olivia is sad, how does she want people to treat her? And if Henry is sad, how does he want people to treat him?
Yeah.
So I think that's something that we have to learn from each other. But for me, Olivia, I think when I'm sad, I don't want people to cheer me up. I just want people to sit there and listen with me, listen to me.
I'm thinking about the special kind of sad that you feel. Like, it's not just disappointed sad, but it's a special kind of sad called grief.
Yeah.
And grief is the kind of sad that you feel in a really big way when your love was really big.
Yeah.
And so sometimes being sad because you have such big love is actually a pretty good feeling. Even though it's a terrible feeling.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that reminds me of that we can be feeling lots of feelings at once, and that's okay too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess for you all at home, I hope that you feel that you're giving yourself the permission to feel all your big feelings, whether it be happiness, relief, grief, sadness, worry.
And I'm thinking about, especially for the grown-ups, sometimes our kids are going to show their big feelings, and we have to help them to the other side. But sometimes when we're grown-ups and we have big feelings, we feel like we have to hide them. And I think one thing we can tell our families and our grown-up friends is that having those big feelings and showing those big feelings and coming back after to talk about those big feelings is actually really, really good.
Yeah.
Because it's all normal, huh?
Yeah. And I think it's okay if you're feeling, if you made a mistake and maybe you yelled at somebody because you were feeling big feelings, for you to come back and say, I'm sorry, I was just feeling very stressed, or I was feeling really worried.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you are sharing about how you feel, and so your family can know and do things for you that help you.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah. And I hope that you know that if you want to talk to the people in your house about the big feelings you have, that you can. And if you want to talk to any teachers from Storybrooke or Johanna or I about the big feelings that you have, then you can do that too, because we love you.
Yeah. Okay, everybody, I hope you have a really feeling-filled day.
Yeah, and that you have somebody you can tell them to.
Circle time is almost done. circle time is almost done. But our day has just begun. But our day has just begun. Now it's time to have some fun.
We love you guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.